The free $20,000 MLB 10 Runs for Free Cash contest is now live at SBRforum.com. What is the contest? It's simple. Each day in a designated SBR Forum post, you pick one team that you think will score 10 or more runs that day. You qualify to win $100 that day if you are correct. Each day the game continues, you pick another team. And every time your team scores 10 runs, you'll be adding onto your total score. The contest is split into 3 segments, and at the end of each segment, the top scorers split $2,500. And at the conclusion of the contest, there's even more cash up for grabs, in total over $20,000. And I know what you're thinking. You can just pick the Yankees every day and win. No, you can only pick the same team once per week. Check out the link in the description for more info and see you in the SBR Forum for the contest.
Folks, welcome into SportsBookReview.com. Friday is payday, and it's time to talk some Major League Baseball. I'm Donnie Seymour along with Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance. Way to end your week with us by picking up some cash. I'm on a hot streak here. Picked up another 2 in 1 day yesterday. I have a Friday 4-pack, hot, fresh, and ready to go. Jason, how we doing today?
Yeah, we're doing well, and finally have a play of the day again today after taking the day off yesterday with a play of the day. So that'll be fun. Looks like that wager kind of shifted a little bit, so we'll get to it in just a little bit. And a lot of people are talking about the Subway Series in the chat box. That should be lots of fun. Excited for that one. And I'm also seeing a lot of people in the chat liking the Mets today, so I got smiles on my face seeing that.
Oh. Beat the Mets. The Yanks will beat the Mets. Kyle, how you doing today, man? What's up?
I'm good. I'm getting ready for the raised hand thing because I'm about to ramp. So Donnie's working on a 4-pack. Hot and fresh. I'm working on a 6-pack. I got to get on a plane. Cheers to everybody. I'm terrified of flying. I will be very distracted today. I am a lucky son of a bitch. Let's just call it what it is. I got an odds boost, which I always hate, right? We always laugh about it behind the scenes as well. Pinch hit home run in the 9th inning. I looked early and I'm like, oh, well, my odds boost is dead, of course, because the guy doesn't even play. He comes in, hits a home run. The bet wins plus 400. I hit 2 odds boosts yesterday. Heading to Vegas today. Let's rock and roll. That feels lucky. Of course, the White Sox shit the bed and let everyone down. They absolutely suck. But the Braves came through with Stephen Vogt home run in the bottom of the 5th inning to get that first 5. So, yeah, we're feeling good. It was fun watching football. Great game last night. Some interesting stuff in baseball. Worst things you could do with your life, right, than spend a Friday afternoon talking baseball with your friends.
Major League Baseball. By the way, guys, thanks for tuning in once again here. All the support that we get through every show here at SportsBookReview.com. 88,200 subscribers here. Continue to hit that subscribe button. Turn the notification bells on because we come in here and talk on payday like it is on Friday. You will be able to come in and say hello in the chat box like so many people are doing there. Major League Baseball contest, Pick 6 contest for football is underway. And look, just like last year when I killed it and Kyle wasn't very good, I'm up again this year already. 1-0 over Kyle here. Yeah. Don't let him tell you or rewrite any history out here. You're only as good as your last pick. And I'm 1-0 in the contest to Kyle's 0-1. But get in that seriously. $50,000, $1,600 per week.
I am not 0-1. I did not make that part of my
the narrative doesn't matter. I'm making
I'm 0-0 right now.
So
I'm
ride the narrative. Kyle picked yesterday and lost. Don't even look at his schedule. I'm telling you, he lost. I won. So we'll keep it moving here and have some fun. We do have some in-game live updates here on the Major League Baseball board as we take a look heading back to the friendly confines. Chris Bryant just getting started underway 0-0. Any thoughts on this game? Live totals here, live sides, -116 here towards the Cubs, -108 for the San Francisco Giants. Total of 9, Jason. Where are we looking out at Wrigley at all today?
And a pickup game between a team with 90 wins against a team with 65 wins. I mean, obviously, the Giants are the play in this one, despite Hendricks being on the mound, and obviously his win-loss record is actually pretty good. But outside that, I mean, the Giants being pick'em against the Cubs in any game, you got to take the Giants in this one. So I know it's 0-0 in the bottom first. Giants did not score in the top of the first inning, but still plenty of time. I would have liked the Giants, I guess, -0.5 in the first 5 at plus money. I think that would have been a great play. But, now the game's already started. So there's that. But, yeah, the Giants, I like them in this spot.
Yeah, this Isaiah Moore says, Donnie and Kyle, real stepbrothers. We are. We have so much room, so many chances for activities in households. That's the way we get down here. And by the way, also, take a look at this game between the Giants and the Cubs, trying to hold off those Los Angeles Dodgers. And I don't know if you pledged a fraternity, if you're in the military. There's a term called Hell Week, but it actually is called Hell 3 weeks. And that's what the Padres are going through. We'll get to that in a little bit later. Kyle, what do we got today? Any action here on the diamond between the Cubs and the San Francisco Giants?
I was kind of dreading this because I swear to God, this is bad. It's been a very hectic morning, very busy, a lot of things going on. I forgot that this game started so early. I'm like, we'll just talk about it. I had no idea that it already started, so that's kind of funny. Hendricks has actually been pretty good against the Giants, so I was leaning the Cubs here. I didn't have a real chance to dive deep into this one. I was focusing on some of the later games here, but the pitching advantage is obviously with the Cubs. The Cubs have been hot lately. They've been hitting the ball. They're at home. So if you get some plus money on the Cubs, I don't mind it there. I know it was a De Leon or someone who opened for the Giants. I don't even know who that guy is. Honest to God, no clue who that guy is. That's never good. I'm never happy if I'm like, I want to take this team to win, but I don't know who the hell that pitcher is. He came up from Double-A Scranton or something like that. No, I don't know. Yeah, I like the Cubs here. If you get some plus money on him, I would take it. And he's been pretty good against the Giants.
There you go. Now let's get into some live action.
Is that a waste of time or what? Did I just waste a bunch of time to say absolutely
You're going to miss it. The way you're going right now, you're going to miss your flight. Don't you worry about it here. We'll extend the show a couple of hours here for you to keep you nice and loose. And by the way, the Step Brothers reference, Kyle, is he Derek? I mean, who's Jason in this whole thing?
Oh, yeah, Jason's Derek. Sweet
child of mine.
Mm-hmm. I bet Jason's kids will have a beautiful voice. After he gets this house, then about 3 years later, we'll hear these beautiful songbirds. It'll be Jason and the Traveling Seven or however many he wants to make with those. He's got traps,
Just two. Nothing more.
Mm-hmm. He's already lining it up. Maybe he's got something on the way here. You know what's on the way? The Subway Series. 927, 928, the Yankees and the Mets. Montgomery, the lefty, going to be on the mound versus McGill. If we take a look across the board, 7.5 to 8, a slight favorite here for the New York Yankees. But I look at the numbers here, and I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. People all Metsed up here in the chat box. Kyle's Metsed up. The xFIP is a little bit higher for Montgomery, 4.52, but he's been absolutely sensational versus lefties and righties over the past 30 days. Maybe it's because the Yankees can't hit, but else usually can't hit the Mets either. What are we looking at? A total today of 1.5, Jason? What gives in this game?
Yeah, so look, Javi Baez, since coming over to the Mets, he's been fantastic against lefties, and really throughout his entire career, he's been great against lefties. And Pete Alonso has some power as well. But outside of that, I mean, the Mets lineup is just so inconsistent and not very good. Do I think that they can get to Montgomery? Sure, I think they can. We'll see. I mean, it's not like cut and dry. Yeah, they're going to do it. And then the Yankees, they're also obviously very inconsistent offensively. They do have more power numbers going up against righties, but they are going to be playing in Citi Field, a place where, I think, the Mets have seen not many, runs in that stadium so far this year, something about that stadium or whatnot. So being in Citi Field instead of Yankee Stadium, that might, put down those power numbers for the Yankees just a little bit as well. So I guess the under in the first 5 is the way to go. Both teams have been pretty bad offensively throughout the entire, really season. Really just a lot of inconsistencies. But, of course, I hope the Mets win the game and hope a lot of you guys are right in the chat box. But, I don't know. This is a tough one. Subway Series, lots of fun. But I don't think we're going to see many runs.
Over the past 30 days here, looks like the Yankees' ISO power numbers are fairly good, but here's the difference when you're trying to line it up with the pitcher McGill. 4.57 xFIP, which is a little bit high. He's got a decent strikeout rate. He's getting lit by left-handed batters, but the Yankees don't present that many left-handed batters. Gardner, Rizzo, Odor expected in the lineup tonight. So if you're looking at a pitcher like McGill, who has the capability of getting right-handed batters out, maybe the under call is the way to go.
Yeah, I think there's going to be runs in this game. I actually like both. So it's interesting that what you said. I was going to consider the Yankees team total because I like to fade Tyler McGill. He hasn't been awful lately, but you're right. He gets lit up by lefties, and then you touched on it beautifully. The Yankees just don't present enough problems from the left-handed side. When you flip it over to Montgomery, now he's not getting lit up by righties, but he's exponentially better against lefties than he is against righties. The Mets are going to have, 7, 8 right-handed batters tonight, or 6 right-handed batters tonight. It's National League. Is it? Yeah, it's in the Mets, so it's National League.
Yep.
So the pitchers, so it's going to be 6 right-handed bats. They're going to stack right-handed bats. Anytime I see a pitcher who has given up a home run to James McCann, I'm fading him. Jordan Montgomery's getting faded. The Mets team total is low here. I know it's not they don't profile, it's not some crazy profile here for the Mets. But guys like Baez, McCann, Alonso, Falmora's in the lineup, J.D. Davis, they profile all right. Got that home run out of McCann. That team total's low, 3.5. Jordan Montgomery's not a world beater here. I'm taking some pain. I'm heading to Vegas. I've been getting lucky with some crazy stuff here. I know I mess with Jason's Mets all the time. I'm looking for some good karma. I want Jason to have a good weekend. I'm taking the Mets team total over 3.5 minus 115. Just feel more comfortable about it than I do. The Yankees 4.5 I think is live too. I do think you see runs. It's a Subway Series. Baseball needs the eyes on them. It's going to be an exciting game, a fun game. Jason's going to have a great time watching it. Mets are going to score over 3 runs. And I actually don't mind the Mets minus 0.5 in the first 5 innings either.
Let's take a look at Boston and the Chicago White Sox, 921, 922. Houck on the mound versus Rodon, the lefty. Hey, Rodon, welcome into the rotation here. 152 to 165, depending where he's shopping at here. 8.5s across the board. Boston needing a victory. And again, another guy down with COVID. That is Chris Sale coming at the worst time here. Let's see if those White Sox bats can actually wake up today, Jason. What are we thinking between the Sox and the Sox?
So Rodon going to be back pitching for the White Sox here. He's a lefty with a 448 xFIP in the last 30 days, striking out just 19% of the batters, so a lot lower than what we're used to seeing in the last, 43 plate appearances before he landed on the IL. But if you look at this Red Sox lineup now, in the last 30 days against lefties, they've been red hot, and I'm not really talking about the ISO power numbers or the weighted, on-base average, which is 340. Striking out just 18.4% of the time, walking 12.8% of the time. Well, they're hitting line drives 36.1% of the time, hitting ground balls just 31% of the time against lefties. So if they're able to do that against Rodon here, they should be able to score some runs here. The batting average of balls in play is high, 317. The bottom of the order is going to be Iglesias, Ariuz. I don't know how to say his last name, but switch hitter in the lineup. Yeah, I'm acting like Kyle here.
Let's get the police out. Let's get the police out.
But this is what we're talking about, the Red Sox, right? There's going to be a lot of guys in this lineup that we don't know how to say their names because of their COVID situation. So it's obviously really hard to be backing the Red Sox right now anyway. But Sale being the next guy out of the lineup or out of the off the team doesn't really affect the lineup, at least for today. So Boston, they should be able to do some damage offensively. And then you go to the White Sox, and they're not terrible either. They have more power when it comes to against righties, 204, weighted OBA 375. So they're not so bad either. Their line drive rate also high at 23.4%. So I think we'll see runs in this game. I really do. So yeah, I would take the over in this one.
Yeah, veteran handicapper move in this game would be just to take the Sox over
That's
and then
what
come
I was
back.
just gonna do.
Exactly. Yep. See, so I take all your lines here. Don't worry about that, Kyle. What are we looking at tonight between the Sox and the Sox?
I was going to make it quick and go, this is quick, Sox win, move along. But no, I actually do like the Red Sox team total. The funny thing about Rodon, he's not great against left-handed pitching. If you look at his 3-year weighted OPS, a 901 against left-handed hitters, a 476 against righties. The power for the Red Sox comes from the left-handed side. Schwarber, Devers, Verdugo. Martinez as well, but he's, a pretty even lefty versus righty. One interesting stat, Kike Hernandez, 3 for 4 in his career off Carlos Rodon. All 3 of those hits have turned into home runs. You're getting a team total here. Rodon has not been great over the last, this is not, early Cy Young guy. Maybe he wins the Cy Young when we're talking in what late July, early August, where he had a chance somewhere in there. He's been getting smashed. I think the Red Sox get 3.5 runs here. Give me the Red Sox team total over 3.5 minus 115. We might have double plays of the day that I talked myself into right as we're doing the show. I can't wait for it. Let's go.
Yep, I got a nice little 4-pack ready to go. But before we get to that, let's take center stage tonight between the Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Musgrove going to be on the mound versus Urias. 166, we opened up at Pinnacle Offshore. We've dropped now to 152 here in New Jersey. 174, now dropped to 162 at FanDuel. So you're looking at roughly that price between 150 and 160. Low total as expected, 7.5. Some 8s are still out there today. And this begins this ridiculously hard schedule that if I was the ownership of the San Diego Padres, I would be writing to Major League Baseball and filing a class action lawsuit that says you are discriminating against me and trying to keep me out of the playoffs. Dodgers here with a 150 line. Maybe they bounce back, maybe they don't. But if we're looking from a pitching perspective, Musgrove does have a decent pedigree on the mound. But so does Urias, who's been very good this season. It's going to be the battle of who's going to be able to hold it down more in the bullpen and maybe just giving the nod to the home team here with the Dodgers. Jason, looking at this over the weekend, a huge, huge series for the NL West.
Yeah, look, Urias has been excellent. 16-3 on the year, 3.11 ERA, a whip at 1.05, and he hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs since back on July 16th was the last time he allowed 4 runs, and that was in Colorado. So there's that. So, yeah, Urias has been excellent. And you look at this Padres lineup, there's not many guys in the lineup that can do damage against lefties. You have Will Myers, 455 ISO in the last 30 days. He's been red hot against lefties, and Tatis has a little bit of power against lefties as well. Outside that, you can look through this lineup, and it's not 0.00 ISO, but it's close to it for most of these guys. Machado 111, Cronenworth 0.088, Pham 0.059, Profar 0.000, Kim 0.00, Nola 0.038. So there's not much to like in this Padres lineup against Urias. And the Dodgers, at least they have some guys that can do damage against righties when it comes to Muncy, Smith, and other guys getting on base. And they also walk a ton. They're a lot more patient at the plate compared to the Padres as well. So I like the Dodgers here in the first 5 innings. That's the play I would go minus 0.5.
Dodgers and the Padres here, Kyle. And hey, if the Dodgers want to win the NL West, they better start doing some damage here, particularly against the Padres. And everybody else looking up in the standings in the wild card race would want the Dodgers to beat down the Padres. What are you saying tonight, Kyle?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm going to go the complete opposite way here. I just keep seeing the Padres beating the Dodgers. Both these pitchers have really had their struggles with the opposing line of field care. Urias, in his last 5 starts against the Padres, 3 of those games he had single-digit fantasy points, nothing more than a 33. If you jump that over to Joe Musgrove, kind of similar, one single-digit effort and a 34 is his high. I think this is a pretty Urias is cool. He's a good pitcher. I like him. Sometimes I bet him, sometimes I don't. But he's not a world beater. Musgrove, same thing. I mean, I feel he's like actually a little bit overrated. But when I look at the Padres' money line in the first 5 innings at plus 140, I'm like, look, they've been beating the Dodgers. There's something about this team. I mean, they just beat them yesterday, for Christ's sake. I think this is an underdog spot. I think the Padres are one of the better teams on the card with a plus money spot. Both pitchers profile pretty equally for me, so I'll take the plus money and take the Padres in the first 5 innings. I think I'm just feeling a little too lucky heading to Vegas, boys. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, boy. Losing all his money before he heads to Vegas. Shrewd move here. Let's get to the value menu wagers on the card tonight. You know where I'm going? I'm going to give a 2-pack here in this section and a 2-pack in the next section. So we're going to start here with the Milwaukee Brewers team total over 4.5 at minus 120 right here at BetMGM. Eli Morgan, not a bad pitcher overall. XFIP for the second half of the Major League Baseball season, a 113, which is a little bit elevated, but over the past 30 days, a 5.47 XFIP number, getting absolutely banged around from the left-hand side. A 331 weighted on base percentage and an ISO power number of 257. Why is that big that he gets hit around from the left-hand side? Because take a look at the Brewers coming into tonight. The estimated lineup: Wong, lefty; Escobar, lefty; Yelich, lefty; Narvaez, lefty; Vogelbach, lefty; Tellez, lefty; Bradley, lefty. If you could do the math here, that is what? 2, 1, 2. See, I can't do the math.
I couldn't do it.
Batters. Yeah, get me tripped up here in the American League ballpark. Thanks, guys. 7 batters from the left-hand side, 2 from the right-hand side. I think they'll be able to do damage. And then also, one of our trusty friends that sometimes you say, you know what? Just got to keep going back to the well here. Those Tampa Bay Rays going up against Boyd the lefty. Why? 35 batters over the last 30 days, 449 weighted on base percentage, ISO power number of 345. They're going to stack right-handed batters, and they are tremendous versus left-handed pitching over the last 30 days. That one is at 4.5 minus 130. Nice little 2-pack here on the value plays, Jason. What are you looking at today?
Yeah, so we'll start with the Brewers. Over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. at -105. The same reasons that you gave. All those lefties in the lineup should do plenty of damage. And then the two righties, being Garcia and Urias, have all destroyed righties so far in the last 30 days, both of those two guys. So love the lineup for the Brewers. Think they can get 3 at least in the first 5 innings. And, of course, agree with Donnie. I think the Brewers should have a field day offensively. The other value play for me, the Twins over 2.5 in the first 5 at -110. They're going up against Daniel Lynch of the Royals. And, Lynch has not been very great so far in the last 30 days. 587 xFIP, walking 15% of batters. He's been really also struggling against righties. A 405 weighted OBA, ISO 230. The walks at 15.1% to righties. Also strikeouts way, way worse compared to lefties. And you go to this lineup for the Twins, and they're going to have most likely 9 righties in the lineup. Just like, we were talking about for the Brewers, we're going to have 9 righties in the lineup. It's a great matchup against Lynch there. So I think that the Twins should be able to get the job done and score 3 against Lynch, who is a left-handed pitcher that struggles against a lot of righties. So Twins over 2.5 first 5, team total. See other play for my 2 value plays.
All right, value plays up here, and Isaiah Moore saying, Kyle looking at Ask Jeeves on how to stay calm. By the way, Kyle lost a lot of money investing in Ask Jeeves over Google and other search parties. So tough one there, Kyle. What do you got today? Value menu wager.
Yeah, that's why I shouldn't have invested in Spirit Airlines instead of American Airlines. I get it. Yeah,
Frontier.
Made a mistake there. So I have a couple team totals I like. For me, this is just a fade of John Lester. I know the Reds can be sort of Jekyll and Hyde. They are in this playoff race. It's one of the higher weighted 3-year OPSs on the card. You get their team total over 4.5. That is I just had it memorized and then I forgot it in that short little span. That's not a good sign for everyone keeping score. They dropped it off the card. Did Lester get removed as pitcher or something? Did I miss something here? It's over 4.5. It's like -115, -120, something like that. If it's under 150, I like the damn bet. I like the Reds over team total over 4.5, and it's a high weighted OPS. John Lester is just so bad for the Cardinals. The Reds should be able to get it done. Eugenio Suarez in that same vein, and he has 45 career plate appearances off of John Lester, 6 career home runs, 16 of 45, 7 singles, 3 doubles, and 6 home runs. You don't see that very often. I like the home run prop there for Eugenio Suarez. Nick Castellanos, 3 home runs and 16 at-bats. The Reds should be able to hit Lester here. I think they get over 4.5. And I also like the Atlanta Braves team total over 4.5. Trevor Rogers was really, really good to start this season. He has been so bad lately. The Braves are raking off left-handed pitching. When you look at that lineup, they profile beautifully. Let me get up here to Atlanta. I had 6 hitters in the green. Home run props for Duvall are live again. Dansby Swanson, 4-6, hard contact, 4 doubles or 3 doubles. Adam Duvall, 2 of 3 lifetime. I like the Braves lineup. I like the Reds lineup. Both teams get over 4.5. Let's get some McNuggets tonight.
McNuggets on the card. Let's go to the odds boost and taking a look at one today. I always put my money where my mouth is today. But sometimes, I don't really like the boosts, but I still play into them. I'm going with an extreme long shot today and taking just a extremely light amount of the wager on this one. Going to FoxBet, which I find myself going to FoxBet more and more here for these boosts. I think they're decent. The Daily Slugger boost. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Aaron Judge to each hit at least 1 home run today, boosted from +900 to +1100. And just to show you how invested I am in this one, I am betting $8.34 on this one to win $100. I mean, it's a nice boost, but you can bet $8 and win $100 back. And it's not like I need 7 guys to hit home runs. But I always will bet these, so you ride with me. But I'm letting you know, this isn't the normal $50 wager. This is an $8 wager, and it will probably hit within 2 innings, and I will be furious. But it's still, I will have $100 in my pocket, Jason. What are you looking at today?
Wait, can I sub in? The funny part about that, they talk about the Step Brothers, and damn it, I am going to miss my flight. But I'll remember that one time, I can't remember the show we were doing. I'm like, I might throw $20 on this. I get this message instantly. Kyle, you idiot, never say you're betting less than $100.
I did like that
funny.
too. It was funny coming out. Yeah, I'm about to throw $10 or $20, and I say, Kyle, man, I don't know about that, man.
Do that.
I want to make that. Why don't you get on here and say you're going to bet $1.1 million? That's why you're flying to Vegas.
It was great advice, by the way. So I'm not bagging the advice. It's just funny how it comes full circle here late in September.
Well, you can only bet $50, and this is what I'm saying. You're like, we have to do an odds boost. And I'm saying, like, I don't like this one, but how can I tell people that I'm actually betting this and not betting it? So I had to put something down. Now, if it was like $8 doing $10, like, yo, bro, what are you doing with that? So at least it's $100 back on that.
Fair. That's fair.
That's the level of what should I say? Confidence that I have in this odds boost. But I got to ride with the people out here.
It's fair. It's fair. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the DraftKings boost for Urias and Musgrove to get 3 or more strikeouts combined in the first inning, boosted from plus 160 to plus 195. There's Muncy in the lineup. He strikes out 26.8% of the time in the last 30 days against righties. There's also going to be Cronenworth in the top 3 for the Padres at 28.6% strikeouts in the last 30 days. So there's 2 guys there that have a high strikeout rate, and maybe you get one more guy when it comes to Musgrove and Urias. Urias striking out nearly 30% of the batters, and he's facing Musgrove around 25% of the batters that he's facing. So getting that 3 at plus 195, it's worth the gamble. So we're going to do that as the odds boost of the day.
There you go. Odds boosted to the moon. Kyle might actually land on the moon in that plane today. What do you got?
Let's go. That's not funny to joke about at all whatsoever, especially after I watched that show Manifest. You never know. You come back 5 years later and all the women who loved you before you left have all moved on. That's a sad state of affairs. And I'll be like 45 by then? Oh, good Lord. I'm going Kyle Schwarber, home run prop on DK. It's boosted from plus 350 to plus 450. Kyle Schwarber in his career, 2 of 2 lifetime off Carlos Rodon, 1 double, 1 home run. That's not why I'm making the bet. It's cool that he's done it before. It's good for me that he's done it before. You like to know that they can do it. But for me, it's Rodon struggles against lefties. And when you're getting an elite power hitter like Schwarber and you're getting – because a lot of these home run props, especially with the good guys and they profile well off that type of pitcher, it's like 250s or 3 or 350. You're getting an extra plus 450 Schwarber. I think he can get it done tonight. He's done it before. That's my odds boost tonight.
I cannot wait to post that ticket. Like, nailed that plus 1,100. And I will show that at bet $8.34 on that bad boy and be very proud of it here. Let's keep moving to the best bets on the Major League Baseball board. I do have a 4-pack. And again, betting these all the same. Last Friday, I had a 5-pack. Parlayed them together. Actually went 3 and 2. So technically, I lost money on the card because I won money on my 3 and 2, but lost it back on the parlay. But today, I like 2 more games here. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. Same thing that Kyle liked in the spot here. I don't know what's going on in the background, but I can.
I was going to tell you, this is not good. I'm about to get. That's hail. It's hail. We've been getting thunderstorms.
Oh my God!
That is fucking hail falling on the roof of the studio right now. So I apologize for that. But did you hear how big that sounds? That's the size of fucking nickels.
Like,
those are nickels
going on over there, man.
It's thunderstorm.
You got buses, you got cars, you got,
built up. That doesn't make me feel good one bit that this is happening.
Oh my goodness. I love the sound effects,
go ahead
though.
While you guys talk, my apologies.
Roger's the lefty. Are going to go up against a ton of right-handed bats and a ton of right-handed bats that are raking left-handed pitchers over the last 30 days. The Atlanta team total is 4.5 at minus 115. That also sits at BetMGM. And then I'm also going to go with a team that, dead in the water here, but playing another bad team. So you're going to get some bad bullpens. I don't necessarily love this lineup, but I do like the way it profiles here up against Lynch, and that's the Minnesota Twins going against the Kansas City Royals. Over the past 30 days here, Lynch's xFIP number is way high, 5.87. And if you take a look at him being a lefty against right-handed batters, he's gotten lit on fire. 405 weighted on base percentage, coupled with a 230 ISO power number. He's going to probably see 9 right-handers tonight. I think they can get that 4.5 as well at minus 120. I got 4 plays in on a 4-pack all over 4.5. I'm ready to go tonight, Jason. What do you have?
Yes, I like the Nationals over 1.5 in the first 5 on the team total at minus 145. Now, I do think DraftKings finally changed the line to now 2.5. I like plus 130. There's other places where you can get that 2, and we can do that as the play of the day. We'll take the 2 instead for the play of the day. Of course, if you get that 2, it's at least a push if I end up winning that 1.5 wager. You can get that 2 at PointsBet, WinBet are the 2 that I know of right now. But going back to the wager, Stephen Brault on the mound for the Pirates. In his last 2 starts against the Cardinals and the Cubs, he has now allowed 12 runs, 15 hits in just 7 innings, also walked 6 batters and struck out just 5, has next FIP nearing 7, striking out 14.5%, walking 11.3% of the batters. And we talk about this all the time. The Nationals are very good against left-handed pitchers. They got an ISO of 202, a weighted on-base average of 385, and that ISO will increase if Josh Bell is out of the lineup and Ryan Zimmerman is in the lineup. So either way, I like both of those guys in the lineup, but if it's Zimmerman, it's better for power. And again, when you have a 1.5, all you need is 1 bloop and 1 blast against Brault here, who has a 5.61 ERA throughout the season and a 1.60 whip. Again, he's walking a ton of batters. He struggled against lefties and righties. Righties have a 354 weighted OBA, lefties a 364 weighted OBA in the last 30 days. And again, there's going to be so many guys on base when it comes to Brault and walking batters. The Nationals are walking 11.6% of the time, also hitting line drives around 30% of the time against lefties. So a lot of walks, a lot of line drives. All we need is 1 walk and a line drive over the fence. So we're going to cash that ticket of 1.5. But for the show, we'll take that 2, and we'll just go with the we'll get 3 runs in this game for sure. And if you want to play risky, of course, go with that plus 130 wager at 2.5, because I do think we'll get 3 runs in this game.
All right, we are loaded up here, Kyle. By the way, great movie to watch on the plane here. Watch Flight with Denzel Washington. What are your best bets and bankers today, buddy?
Yes, and just for the record, yesterday is 95 degrees here. It's like 106 in Vegas. The last time I flew to Vegas, I had 27 hours of weather delays it took me to get home.
Oh.
I don't know what the hell is going on in the universe here, but I think it's going to be fine. The airport's like 75 miles from me, so it's probably going to be fine. Got to do a little drive there. So, look, I'll make this short and sweet here. I like that Red Sox team total over 3.5. Rodon struggles against lefties. I love the power spots for the Red Sox from the left-handed side. And, of course, they've had some success against him as well. I like that over 3.5 minus 115. And I'm going to go with Jason's Mets. We're getting that good karma. The Mets are going to get to 4 runs. They're going to do it early. Maybe second inning. Maybe even Lindor gets an RBI tonight. I like the Mets over 3.5 as well. Those are my 2 best bets on the board.
All right, let's move it to the odds lightning round. This Kyle will like a lot of thunder and lightning here as well coming into this. So a lot of fruition, I guess you could say, or intuition coming up here, I hope. Not 903, 904. Washington and Pittsburgh, 2 cans, as we like to say on the mound. 2 lefties, Rogers the lefty versus Brault. If you look across the board, it's roughly a pick 'em. These are my favorite ones. We have 2 bad baseball teams, and the odds makers just throw a pick 'em up on the board. We don't even care because nobody's going to pay attention or bet this game. Maybe we will. 8.5s to 9s across the board, Jason. Any thoughts here between Brault and Rogers?
Yeah, so like I talked about, I really do like the Nationals here. I think they'll be able to get 3 runs in the first 5 innings. Again, on that 1.5 at minus 145, but it looks like most legal books have now taken that down and went with the 2 or a 2.5. So for the show, we'll just go with the 2. I was asked in the chat if I would like that, that the full team total over, or the first 5 minus 0.5 money line type of wager. With a random pitcher for the Nationals on the mound, I'd probably stay away from going that direction. If you want action, I would just take the full game team total over for the Nationals in this spot. But again, they smash lefties, and Brault has not been good, walking a ton of batters. So a lot of guys will be on base, and a lot of good things should happen for the Nationals offense in the first 5 innings.
Welcome, German Marquez to the mound for the Colorado Rockies today. I was watching, keep an eye on the Phillies. 2 outs in the 9th inning. I'm not really going to pay too much attention. Phillies going to pick up a victory. Not so fast, Philadelphia, just like they always do. That bullpen comes back to bite them once again. But here the Phillies are a favorite today, minus 131, minus 142. It has a list of undecided here for the Philadelphia Phillies, so not a guaranteed starter, which leads me to believe it's going to be a bullpen day. Oh, boy, and the Phillies are favored here, Kyle.
Yeah, no, that's an underdog spot for me for the Rockies and bullpen day. Can I just say, Sean Vuksanovic, you won the chat box today. That is the quote of the day, a bloop and a blast, and Jason will get his girl pregnant. That is absolutely beautiful on a Friday heading into week 1 of the NFL season.
Perfect.
Well done in there. Well done in the chat box. But no, you got to go. I'll leave it short and sweet here. Bullpen day for the Phillies. We know exactly what we're getting from that Phillies bullpen. It's not as though the Rockies are a good team. They're not a good road team. I get all that. But I think there is there's some common sense here where you say the plus money spot on the Rockies with a bullpen day from the Phillies makes a lot of sense, and I'm not going to lay that much juice with an undecided pitcher. Who in the hell would do that?
particularly with the Philadelphia Phillies at this point here. Toronto and Baltimore. Toronto scorching the earth hot right now after taking care of the New York Yankees. Ray, the lefty on the mound, versus Ellis. Look at this. A road team is favored here in New Jersey at DraftKings at minus 310 with a 9.5 across the board. Good luck, Baltimore, in this one, Jason. Any looks for this one?
Yeah, Ellis does have a 5.53 xFIP in the last 30 days, but hasn't necessarily been that bad against righties and lefties when it comes to allowing, big hits and whatnot. It's been mainly the walks to lefties and the low strikeouts to righties. So, this is probably the one guy you probably don't want to fade on the Orioles in their rotation outside of maybe Means. Look, obviously the Blue Jays have been really great offensively. They've done their job. They look great. 271 ISO, weighted OBA 376, but the numbers are juiced for a reason. So probably not my favorite game to bet on the slate. Sure, the Jays should destroy, but at the end of the day, Ellis is one of the guys where he doesn't allow too many big hits so far this season or in the last 30 days. So be careful with this one. But yeah, I still think the Blue Jays got the job done.
Yeah, should be able to get the job done here. But then again, hey, who knows? But I think the Toronto bats will come to play here. Tampa Bay, Waka versus Boyd. 9s across the board. Favorite here for Tampa Bay, Kyle. 162 Pinnacle opened up. They're down to 149 here in New Jersey. 166 is down into the 150s at 158 at FanDuel. I do think Tampa Bay will be able to hit Boyd. And I don't know, is it just one of those things where you line up every day and like, there's no way I'm going against Tampa Bay?
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's just no way I'm going against Tampa Bay. Now, I will say this. Matthew Boyd has been pretty good against Tampa Bay in 2 of his last 3 starts. 46 and 49 points. Guys, I don't know if it's such an ominous sound outside. I don't know why this is happening. It's so bizarre. It was not in the forecast, by the way.
Friday.
My son is actually at a cross-country meet today, halfway, and they were thinking of canceling it because of the heat, because it was supposed to be 100 degrees. I don't know if that's the issue anymore. Good Lord. That's it's just kind of out of the blue. It's the wild, wild west. That's where we're out here. But, look, the Rays team total seems to be always live. It's funny, when you look at baseball, you got 3 teams in the National League have a legitimate chance at 100 wins. When you look in the American League, there's only one team with a chance at 100 wins. That's the Tampa Bay Rays. They have exceeded everybody's expectations, certainly exceeded mine anyways. I don't want to speak for everyone, but certainly exceeded mine. They're the best team in the American League. They find ways to score. They find ways to win. Till proven otherwise, there's no way you can take Boyd in this scenario. Even though, again, that caveat, he has pitched well. It's still a really high-weighted 3-year OPS. The Rays can hit off of anybody, and there's no team in baseball, or actually the Detroit Tigers are now the 4th highest strikeout team in baseball. But Michael Waka can get the Detroit Tigers out. I assure you of that. And he's actually been pretty solid in his last 3 starts. Weird game. If you want to be crazy and contrarian, take the huge number on Detroit. But for me, it's Tampa Bay or bust until proven otherwise, and I like the team total.
Milwaukee and Cleveland, Hauser versus Morgan. I already said I did like the team total here with the Milwaukee Brewers on the road. 9s across the board, Jason. Slight favorite here towards Milwaukee. If we take a look, 156, it opened up at Pinnacle offshore. It's down to 136. Same thing here in New Jersey, 156 into 142. So Morgan and the Cleveland Indians taking on some money here. But I don't care. Go ahead and lose Milwaukee. As long as you get me to 5 runs. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, Morgan has allowed 3 or more runs in his starts in 9 games this season. And this is a rookie pitcher that didn't start the season in the rotation for the Indians until a bunch of injuries took place. And so he's already allowed 9 games where he's allowed 3 or more runs in his start. So like Donnie said, like I said earlier, we like the Brewers offense here. They got 7 lefties in the lineup and then 2 righties in the lineup that have done plenty of damage against righties already in the last 30 days. So lots to like in this Brewers lineup. I like the Brewers over 2.5 in the first 5 on the team total. Also agree with Donnie on that team total over for the full game. I would not be back in Morgan here in this spot.
Miami and Atlanta, I think we're both on the same page in this one here with Atlanta being able to hit versus Miami. 178s to 196s, so a big discrepancy here across the board, but a heavy favorite for Atlanta in this one. 8s across the board, Kyle. What are we looking at here? One final look at this game.
I think there's runs in this game. I actually think the Marlins can score here. Now, their lineup is terrible. It's funny, when you go through the Miami Marlins lineup, just listen. These are their season-long home run numbers, the projected lineup for the Miami Marlins tonight. Season-long. This is how many home runs they have hit. I mean, it's absolutely pathetic. 8, 15, 8, 4, 7, 4, 3, and 3. I mean, that is they have less home runs. It feels like they have less home runs combined than Shohei Ohtani. They're embarrassing. But Anderson's not a great pitcher. I do think there's runs here. The bet I'd be more comfortable with is Rogers has really, really struggled over the last 30, 45, 60 days or so. The Braves are smashing left-handed pitching. They're going to give you all of this power from the right-hand side. Their worst left-handed bat most of the time is Freddie Freeman, who's one of the best players in baseball. Braves are going to score runs. That's a safe bet here. But I do think there's runs. I don't think you're crazy for taking that over 8.5. Because there are some holes there. I mean, Anderson's not great, but no. Braves over 4.5. It's on the value menu. Let's get it done.
Somebody asked if Kyle lives in a tent. No, he lives in a van down by the river, people.
Let's
So
go.
get used to it here. Kansas City, Minnesota.
God, you got to be
Lynch
old
versus
to even know
Giants.
what that is.
Exactly. See, we date ourselves all the time, singing and doing. Yeah, these young kids, these millennials don't know any better.
Don't even know
Jason's
who
like,
Chris
Jason gave a nice
Yeah.
little laugh here, probably knowing no idea what's
Yeah, I have
going
no
on.
idea.
No clue. You don't know who Chris Farley is.
Most of
do you?
your references, I have no
You know who-
idea. When it comes to all the
you know who
movies and the
Chris Farley
shows, I have no idea what the heck you guys are talking about. I only watch
Oh my
sports,
God.
sports only. No movies
Yeah,
for me.
fantastic, man. Well, speaking of
Unbelievable.
sports here, Kansas City, Minnesota, Lynch the lefty versus Jacks. Not a heavy favorite in this one here. 125s turn into 119s, 138s to 120s here in New Jersey. Has a slight favorite for Minnesota. Don't care who wins this game. 10s and 9.5s across the board. I think we have the possibility to get some runs here, particularly for me from Minnesota side with the 4.5.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to give some breaking news, some pretty bad news right now. Twitter just came back to me and said that my attempt to be verified has been denied. So you will not be seeing a blue check mark next to my name today.
You
Don't
were
worry,
trying
they
that?
did that to
Or
me
the next
already.
day.
They did that to me last week.
Wow,
I
I've
got
never
I got
tried.
some
Wait,
helpers.
What do you
I
have
got
to do?
helpers.
How do
I
you
got
do
helpers.
it? I don't even know how you do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, good luck because I don't know. So yeah, I'm out.
No
I'm
one's
not-
verifying me on
so
anything, brother.
I will
Don't you
try
worry
again.
about that.
Don't worry. I will get that blue check mark one of these days. But anyway, maybe if I win some more games, we could get that blue check mark. So we're going to be fading Lynch here of the Royals, and we're going to take the Twins offense to do some damage over 2.5 in the first 5 innings here. Lynch, again, he walks 15% of the batters. He's been awful against righties, and the entire lineup for the Twins will be right-handed bats, and guys like Polanco, guys like Buxton, Donaldson, guys that can do some damage. So I think we'll get 3 runs in there in this first 5 innings here, and we'll do that as a value play.
MVP, the Angels and the Astros. Ohtani versus Valdez, the lefty on the mound. No respect for the MVP here in New Jersey. Minus 205 for Ohtani? No. Minus 205 for the Astros. That shows you how bad this Angels team is. And hold on real quick, Kyle. You're going to get this one.
I love it.
Mike, you've been out since May, 17th? Disconnected. He don't even want to pick up the phone, Kyle. And that's basically the season in a nutshell for the Angels. What do you think today?
Out busy running laps. My son does cross country, so they have him run out in these weird things when they do those meets. I can't get a hold of him either, so I'm assuming when my son gets back, I'm going to ask him, hey, is there sort of a man-childish looking guy? You would never have any clue that he's a multi-hundred millionaire. You've never heard his name before. His name will be Mike Trout. And maybe my son's out there running with him because he is lost for good here. I will say this. I'm not a big Framber Valdez guy. This guy, sometimes he's really, really good. And you're like, man, this guy's sensational. And you're like, holy crap, dude, you're John Lester or Wade LeBlanc on the mound. This is pathetic to watch. In 2 of the last 4 starts against the Angels, he has -3 fantasy points combined. And then you look at the other 2, 43 and 48. And his worst start was the most recent one. This Angels lineup doesn't profile all that bad. Sometimes Ohtani, he gets it rolling. I'll say the Angels. Long shot underdog spot if you're looking just to sprinkle something, have some fun, and root against the cheating Astros. Tonight might be the night. I think Ohtani homers tonight. I think Ohtani pitches a gem, and the Angels get the W. Let's go.
Molly versus Lester here. This is the Reds and the Cardinals. 2 teams trying to battle for that final, wild card spot here in the NL. Light number here today. -141 dropped to a -121 for the favorite here, the road team, the Cincinnati Reds. 142 in New Jersey down to 126. 8.5 across the board. Does Lester continue his resurgence here?
Yeah,
Nope.
look, obviously Maui's been a lot better, 3.82 xFIP, striking out 27.4% of the batters. And then on the other hand, you have Cincinnati. Outside of maybe like one game that we watched last week, I forget who the pitcher was, a lefty, that they destroyed. Cincinnati hasn't been that great against lefties recently. Sometimes Lester, he has really bad analytics and really bad numbers, but sometimes he just finds a way out of jams and does things that you're just scratch your head with. Ground ball rate at 50% of the time, which is something that's pretty good. So that helps get double plays. The line drive rate isn't terrible, around 24%. It's not great, but not terrible. But also hard contact, only at 35.2%. So there's some things that Lester does really well. There's some things he does terrible with. The Reds aren't really the best offense to go up against a lefty, even with all the right-handed bats in there. Like when you have the Shields as your number 8 hitter, it's not the best. But either way, I think we'll see an under game. I'd go with either side, and the hand got raised, so I'll be quiet now.
I'm just kidding.
Look at that. Kyle's out here getting ready to just roll out of here like, hey, you're holding me up here. But as they like to say here, brothers got a hug. So Texas and Oakland here. Otto versus Blackburn, 174s to 180 across the board today. I don't know. Otto and the boys from Texas rolling into Oakland doesn't seem like a great one to me. And also take a look at 8s to 8.5. That tells you one thing. Texas probably not going to hit today, Kyle.
Yeah, I was close. I was a little bit fiery earlier in the day, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to take the damn Rangers over this Paul Blackburn, who burned out one of my strikeout props the other day. And but no, just stay the hell away from this game. Yeah, the A's should be the favorite, but do you want to back Paul Blackburn? I can assure you that you don't. He absolutely stinks. So for me, it's a dog or a pass thing. Stay away from this game. The Rangers team total's low. They don't profile all that bad. If you get an Adolis Garcia home run, maybe things work out for you. But other than that, stay the hell away from this game.
Yep, the ball busting in the chat box. What we like to do. I remember like one of the first times I worked with Kyle, because sometimes you got to just get after a little bit and see how they respond to it. If they roll with the punches, anybody can work with me because ball busting is half of the fun of the show. If we just came in here, we're straight-laced and got out of here, the hell kind of fun would that be? So you got to give, you got to take. Same thing in the chat box. That's why we have fun. We all get along here. San Diego and the Dodgers will pass over that game, obviously, because we already covered it. Last game of the night, I don't know, 10-10 on a Friday night. Once it seems like every week we talk about Seattle, even though they're a good baseball team. Like you got better things to do with your Friday night than watch Seattle here late on the West Coast. Jason, what are you thinking on this game?
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this game, and I don't know why. Arizona, they have a 230 ISO, weighted OBA 395 against lefties, going up against Marco Gonzalez, who has a 5.63 xFIP and striking out just 16.1% of the batters. So Arizona looks great on paper. Obviously, they always kind of disappoint when you grab them, but they're not hitting many ground balls. The line drive rate is high. So I don't know. Arizona looks like the play here, especially on the team total. And but it's not official. Do not take my word on it, because we know Arizona does the same thing that the Colorado Rockies do, like they did to me yesterday with at a 1.5, and they only got one run when their offense looked incredible on paper again. So both Arizona and Colorado, when they look great on paper, it's all a big freaking fat lie. Don't listen to it, but I just have to tell you what the numbers say.
Yep, as Jason would say, the Seattle Mariners are wide open. So we'll see how that goes down on a Friday night here tonight.
It's an official play for Jason.
Absolutely. That's why we gave it to him as the last one here. Clearing the bases here on a Friday so Kyle can catch a flight down to Las Vegas. Me and Jason will just hang back because I got like 75 more shows to go today, so I feel good for you guys. Don't feel bad for me. Yes, actually feel bad for me, but it is what it is. Let's go clear the bases, get out of here today. Set you guys up for exactly what we're digging on today. My Friday 4-pack today, everybody at 4.5 with a team total here at BetMGM. That is the Milwaukee Brewers team total, the Tampa Bay Rays team total, the Atlanta Braves team total, the Minnesota Twins team total, and also my odds boost today, which I bet $8.34 on. That is Vladdy Jr. and Aaron Judge hit at least a home run apiece. Now, I don't even know if I'm probably going to get more angry if this hits than doesn't hit, as dumb as that sounds, because I'm like, why didn't I just do the max on the boost? But we'll live to tell another fun story with that, with a nice $8 wager here, Jason. What do you got tonight?
Yeah, so we can start with that odds boost on DraftKings. It's Musgrove and Urias to combine for 3 strikeouts or more in the first inning, boosted from 160 to 195 via DraftKings. The value plays, we're going to be on the Brewers over 2.5 in the first 5, on the team total at -105, going up against Morgan. And then we'll also be on the Twins over 2.5 in the first 5, on the team total at -110 against Daniel Lynch and the Royals. And of course, the big play for me, the Nationals over 1.5 in the first 5 on the team total at -145. Now, if you can't get that anymore, there's still the 2 at PointsBet and WinBet. So we'll ride with that as the official play of the day on the show. Take that 2 for the Nationals over 2. like I just said, and we'll get some runs against Brault, who's a lefty and a bad one, to say the least.
All right. As a once famous singer said, Kyle, you're going to get on a plane and you can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Maybe let me take you for a ride. Go ahead, Kyle. What do you got?
It. I got the fact that I have to remember this right now is almost torture. It's like Guantanamo. Okay, no. So let's go value menu. Reds team total over 4.5. Braves team total over 4.5 on the value menu. Odds boost Kyle Schwarber, who has homered off Rodon already. Again, Rodon struggles against lefties. Boosted to plus 450. My plays of the day, we're going to go with 2. We're going to go with the Mets team total over 3.5 and the Red Sox team total over 3.5, like those power bats. I have been chugging on these beers. I got to apologize to everyone. I've just what a mess on this show. How much fun was that? I've had so much fun. This is the funnest show I've ever done in my life right here today. This has been a ton of fun. Red Sox and Mets team total over 3.5. It's minus 115, minus 120. I think they both score runs today. I like the righties stacking against Montgomery for the Mets, and I like the lefties stacking against Rodon for the Red Sox. My home run list tonight, it's quite long. I didn't realize it was this long. Joey Gallo, I got hit in a home run. Adolis Garcia, Eugenio Suarez, Javier Baez, Max Muncy, Matt Olson, Nick Castellanos, Salvador Perez, and our boy Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
All right, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. We're out of here for a Friday show on the Major League Baseball show. It was a great week and a profitable week here. Looking forward to more good things this evening. You got a huge college football card. Check out the NCAA football show that we have. And also, Kyle will be live, or at least I think Kyle will be live in Vegas on Sunday. If we are ringing his phone and it's not picking up, maybe DRS just goes for a solo flight because Kyle's going to take one down to Vegas today. But thank you guys once again for an entire action-packed week here on the channels with the Major League Baseball show. Let's cash in one more time tonight because, as we like to say, Friday is payday. I'm Donnie Seymour, Jason Radowitz, along with Kyle Purviance. We have the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. This was your Friday show, and as always, good luck on those wagers.